first three digits of the license plates are 127. Has a Flex Fuel logo on the back. Its dome lights are on. campus of Emmanuel High School for tonight's game between the Alma Pepin Eagles and your Emmanuel Lutheran Lancers. Please stand, remove your hats as Faith and Emily lead us in the national anthem. Please support the participants and officials in a positive manner. Friendly comments, sex, spiritual, community, activity, and actions will not be tolerated or grounds for removal from the community. In addition, for your safety, please be aware of the possibility of ball or player from the bleachers during the competition. Thank you and enjoy the game. And now, for our starting lineup, first round of Pepin. Sophomore number 3, Trevor Heights. Senior number 12, Charlie Rapke. Senior number 20, John Newton. Junior number 23, Bryson Evans. And junior number 25, Sam Miller. The Eagles are coached by Laura Miller. And now for your Lancers. Senior number 12, Jack Milkey. Senior number 14, Brandon Wentland. Junior number 20, Caleb Melner. Senior number 32, Caleb Oster. And senior number 40, Grant Hulkey. The Lancers are coached by Tom Williams, assisted by Joe Rock.
Hello and welcome to the campus of Emmanuel Lutheran High School. Tonight's game will feature the boys varsity basketball Lancers against the Alma Pepin Eagles. I'm Gunny Sippert, my partner Sam Buck, and our cameraman is Clay Bobeck. We're ready to go here. Lancers are coming off a win last Friday against AC Lincoln. They've had a big, long stretch of no games since then. For the Eagles, it'll be number 12, Charlie Rathke on the tip, and he'll go against Caleb Oster. They both miss, and Hulkey grabs it. Here's Milkey to start out the game. Gives to Oster in the left corner. Oster pulls up, shoots, good. Great way to start here for the Lancers. Nice shot there by Caleb Oster.
Beautiful pull-up.
Number 3, Trevor Height will bring it down. He's guarded by Caleb Melner. Height gives it to Bryce Anibis. Rathke up top on the wing to Miller. Sam Miller pulls up. Thought he was going to shoot, but then he tried to pass it. Rathke grabs the loose ball, lays it up and in. Lancers had to get on that loose ball there, but no one was really aware that Miller had passed instead of shot.
Everyone was looking for the shot.
Everyone was boxing out, which is good. Milkey gives to Oster. Back out to Milkey for 3. Good. Jack Milkey for 3. Lancers starting off hot on the offensive side of the ball. Let's see if they can contain the Eagles on defense. 23, Anibis brings it down. He gave to Nuzum, who gave to Rathke and back to Nuzum. Now to Anibis. Miller, left wing. Miller guarded by Oster to Height. Height is the point guard for the Eagles. Definitely their smallest player. Rathke. Rathke looking for someone. Frustrated. His teammates aren't moving. Height. Trying to get past Nelner there. Rath gives it to Rathke on the right wing. Eagles very ineffective on this offensive possession. They got to get moving. Nuzum looking for somebody. John Nuzum goes right, guarded by Milky. Height. Shoots and is fouled. Not a very smart foul there by Caleb Nelner.
No, it wasn't. But there's pretty good Lancer defense there on
Good.
that possession. On their possession.
Good possession, just not a very good finish.
Yep.
At the line, shooting 2, Trevor Height.
Trevor Height at the line here. First free throws tonight. He airballs the first one to the right. Here's Height's second free throw. Also no good. Hulky grabs the board. And Neldner will bring it down. Oh no, that was Milky. Who gives to Neldner? To Wendland. Wendland goes right, gives it to Milky. Inside to Hulky. He tips it to Wendland, who shoots. No good, long. And Rathke grabs the rebound. Anibis. Anibis goes baseline. Kicks it back out to Miller. Fakes the three. Oster's not buying it. Anibis. Guarded by Wendland. Miller. Miller gets to Rathke. Nuzum. Anibis, left wing. Good D here by the Lancers again. They're not getting the ball inside as much as I imagine they would like to be. Miller gets to Height. Height goes left. Good help D from Hulky. He misses. Rathke grabs the board though, and he goes up and is fouled by Grant Hulky. Charlie Rathke definitely looks like he is one of the Eagles' better players. Good all-around strength, and he's going to finish inside a lot unless you foul him like that.
He's got that bulk to him.
Yep. Definitely a lot bulkier than Hulky, or any of the posts, really, that the Lancers have. Rathke's first free throw is short. I guess Carl Ryan probably could guard Rathke down low, but you also want the offensive threat with Hulky and Oster. And Rathke misses the second free throw, and it goes off of Height and out of bounds. Not a good way to start out the game for the Eagles. 0 for 4 on their first 4 free throws.
Definitely not looking hot for their free throws.
Neldner brings it down. Gives to Milky. Wendland flashes across the lane, left corner. Gives it inside to Milky. Back on to Wendland. Wendland shoots. No good. And Rathke grabs the board. Rathke brings it down, gives to Anibis, crosses over Wendland, and his layup is short. He grabs his own rebound and is fouled.
A great move, but
very late foul there called. It looked like Rathke's shot was finished when they blew the whistle. Here the Eagles are at the line again. Again, it's not a great way to start out 0 for 4, but the Lancers don't have 3 fouls within the first just more than 2 minutes. Barely more than 2 minutes. 0 for 5 now. Bryson Ebus misses his first free throw. And there's the Eagles' first made free throw of the game. Neldner brings it down. Wendland to Hulky. Oster corner. Pops a shot. It's short, and Rathke grabs the rebound. Here's Height. Height against Neldner. Clean defense. Nice defense by Neldner, but Miller grabs the board and goes up with it and finishes. Neldner gives to Milky. And he gets the ball stolen. Here's Nuzum on the fast break. Takes it himself. Eagles take the lead.
Good D by Nuzum. Results in the fast break for 2 points.
Defense to offense transition. Milky gives to Hulky. Hulky looking for the foul on that shot, but he'll drop it in anyways. Up and down court action in the first 3 minutes of this game here. Height. Height definitely looks like a competent ball handler, but Neldner's not going to give an inch. Height tries to get it to Rathke, and Milky tips it out of bounds.
Checking in for Emmanuel, number 22, Matthias Schaller.
First sub of the game here, Matthias Schaller in for Caleb Oster. Caleb Oster already with 2 fouls. Annabus gives to Rathke. Rathke will finish. Milky. Milky looking for someone. He gives to Schaller. Wendland. Wendland gives it to Neldner. Neldner looking for Schaller on the curl, but Schaller couldn't handle the pass. Miller brings it back down. Miller lays it up, and a block on Hulke.
Foul is on number 40, Grant Hulke. That's his first personal. Team's fourth.
To the person that texted in for Annabus instead of Anibus, I'm not really sure. I don't often get to hear the pronunciations. And Miller knocks down the first free throw. Gamble in for Neldner. And Zach Vreeland in for the Eagles. Miller makes both free throws. Definitely better than his teammates.
Missing 4 out of 6.
5 out of 6, I think. I'm not sure. Wendland will bring it down with Neldner out. And there's a foul here.
Pretty flagrant reach on Annabus.
It is Annabus, according to Jim Lau at least. Milky will inbound. Gets it into Wendland. Back to Milky, left wing. Wendland gives to Schaller. Matthias gives back to Wendland. Gamble cuts across the baseline, but nobody saw him. Milky over to Schaller. And Tom Williams calls timeout. The Lancers didn't look very good on that offensive possession.
I think Tom Williams called the play, but they got a little confused.
Yep.
Didn't really know what to run. I think that's what probably he's talking to him about right now.
We remind you to text us at the number in the bottom right corner. We already got one. Thank you for texting us without being reminded. Just give us your message, your name, and we'll mention you on the air, most likely. Only a 30-second timeout for the Lancers. We're back to the action. Caleb Oster already with 2 fouls. As Grant Hulke have 2? Grant Hulke with 1. So the Lancers big men getting in foul trouble, and they can't do that. Milky gets it into Wendland. And Wendland's guarded by Bryce Annabus. Rathke goes for the switch, but leaves Wendland open for the 3. He misses. Schaller grabs the rebound, gives to Hulke, who misses the jumper. Good rebound from Milky there. And a foul on the Eagles.
Looks like it'll be on Newsom.
Newsom. There's always a couple of names we're not sure how to pronounce, and Jim Lau always helps us out.
Jim knows all.
Yep. Sam Miller in for Newsom. Milky lobs it into Gamble. Wendland left wing. Goes right across the lane. Continues and lays it up and in.
Beautiful finish by Brandon.
Brandon Wendland taking it himself there. Nice job. Gamble's going to guard Vreeland on this with this setup, and Annabus brings it down. Annabus goes left, and he lays it in. Lancers down 4. Wendland crosses over, shoots, deep 2, good. Nice shot there by Brandon Wendland. Lancers only down 2 now. Annabus kicks out to Rathke for 3. Rathke's got range as well.
Might be still a little too early to say, but I think you were right when you said Rathke was going to be one of their main offensive weapons.
And Milky is fouled there. It looks like Rathke's kind of like a Caleb Oster offensive weapon. Can get you your points inside, outside. Milky will shoot 2 here. First one's no good. Carl Ryan and Caleb Nelner in for Grant Hulke and Brandon Wendland. With the early foul trouble to Oster and Hulke, and it will most likely continue throughout the game, Ryan will see a lot of playing time tonight. And Milky misses both free throws, and Miller grabs the rebound. Miller brings it down, guard by Schaller. Goes into the lane, and a foul on Carl Ryan, and the bucket counts. Sam Miller will go to the line here.
Foul is on number 44, Carl Ryan. That's his first personal at the line, shooting 1, Sam Miller.
And Sam Miller hits his 3rd free throw of the night. He's 3 for 3. Neldner gets out to Schaller in transition. Schaller gives it back to Neldner. To Milky. He'll set it up. Gamble, left wing. Gamble takes it in, and foul on the ground. Great move by Jonathan there, but basket does not count.
It's unfortunate. It's a nice finish.
Yep. Newsom coming back in here.
Foul is on number 2, Zach Vreeland. That's his first personal, team's 4th.
Fouls on Vreeland, and Rathke will go out. Lancers down 8 here. Not very good defense on that side of the ball. Let's see how they do on offense. Gamble takes it out. Neldner. Gamble on the 3-point line, left corner. Gives it to Milky. Milky left wing. Looking for somebody. Gives it to Schaller on the cut. Milky goes baseline, pulls up, shoots. And the bucket. +1, as Jim Lau says.
Beautiful shot by Jack Milky for 2 points.
Those are the big plays the Lancers are going to need to get back to stay in this game and then get back the lead. Here's Jack Milky at the line. He missed both of his free throws earlier. Let's see if he can complete the 3-point play. It's good. Lancers running the 4-man press here. The Eagles break it. Newsom gives it to Miller. Gives to number 21, Carroll on the wing for 3, no good. Fouls on Vreeland, his 2nd.
I didn't really see what happened there. Was it over the back?
Off-ball foul, usually over the back. I'm not sure, though. Carl Ryan will inbound to Caleb Neldner. And the Lancers will try to cut this lead some more. Milky. Looking for Schaller on the cut there, but on the curl there, but to no avail. And a travel from Caleb Neldner. Good defense by the Eagles there.
27 seconds left in the first quarter.
Eagles up 5 here. Let's see if the Eagles go for the last shot. This is Dylan Bjork bringing it down. Gives to Newsom. It looks like they will go for the last shot the way they're handling the ball here. Miller hands it off to Carroll. Carroll steps back. No foul called. And that is a clean block for Carl Ryan. And Miller and Brandon Wendland is fouled on the ground there. Fouls on Zach Vreeland. One and one here for the Lancers, so depends. If Wendland misses the second free throw, anybody could get the last shot, but if he makes it, the Eagles will get the last chance. Makes the first. Zach Vreeland for the Eagles now has 3 fouls. That is not good. It seems like they're relying on him to be one of their main guards. And Brandon 6 both. 1.2 seconds left. And Breland is blocked by Brandon Wetland.
Stuck out his arm and rejected it.
Wasn't even going to let the last second shot happen. Players checking in. Height, Anubis, Rathke, as well as Oster and Hulky are back in. So first quarter didn't look good for the Lancers, but then they go on a 5-0 run at the end. And they're only down 3. Things they need to improve on, Sam?
Well, they had those 2 offensive possessions where they had some turnovers that resulted in fast breaks. That kind of hurt them a bit, and they kind of lost some momentum. But, you know, Jack Milkey's 3, Brandon Weldon making those pull-up jumper shots. They got some of that back.
Yep, especially at the end there. The Lancers played well, going on a 5-0 run to cut the lead to 3. They were down 8, and now the game is looking like it could be won by both teams. The Eagles, really, there's not much to say about them. Maybe less fouling would be good, considering Vreeland already has 3.
And the Lancers are already in bonus.
Yep.
It's only a second quarter.
Wendland was taking advantage of it there at the end of the quarter, but they've got another whole quarter of bonus here.
This game could definitely go either ways.
There's going to be a lot of free throw shooting in this game. I can feel it. Anubis gives it to Height. Newsom to Anubis for 3. Good. Bryce Anubis with the 3 there. Neldner spins, loses the ball, and Height gets it. 3-on-1, but Wendland and Milky are back. Foul. It's going to be on the Eagles, I believe. It's on John Newsom. That's his second. And here's the bonus again. The Eagles can just not foul. Milky with the 1-on-1. The first one's no good, and Rathke grabs the rebound. Height brings it down, gives it to Rathke. Rathke skips it inside to Newsom. Loses the ball, and Neldner grabs it. Caleb Neldner, guarded by Trevor Height. Milky for 3. No shot there.
Jack traveled.
Miller gets it into Anubis. Anubis crosses over. Great ball handling there. Wendland also playing excellent defense. Newsom looking for somebody. No one's there. Good defense by Oster. Good pressure. Rathke now. Newsom to Anubis. This is just like the beginning of the first quarter. They couldn't get the ball inside, and there's a jumper from Height, and he airballs it. Eagles offense looking like it did in the first couple of minutes.
Not good for the Eagles.
Logan Carroll in for John Newsom. Neldner brings it down. Wendland to Milky. To Hulky. Wendland flashes into the post. No one gives it to him. Milky crosses over, takes it himself. No good. He gets his own rebound eventually and gives it to Neldner. Neldner for 3. No good. Milky tries to get the rebound, and he tips it to Rathke. Rathke slows it down. Gives it to Miller, and Miller travels. Lancers down 6 here. Haven't scored in the second quarter yet. We're almost a minute in. Neldner brings it down. Was trying to get to Milky, but Milky cut the other way, but nonetheless, Carroll tips it out of bounds. Schaller in for Neldner. Oster gets it into Wendland, and the Lancers will shut up shop. Wendland right wing. Wendland goes right and loses his dribble. Miller will inbound. Height. Height gets it to Rathke. Rathke will take it himself. Gives to Anubis. Anubis goes right. Shoots. Nice shot there by Bryce Anubis.
Nice finish.
Wendland to Schaller in transition. He goes baseline. Lays it up, and it's fouled. Great transition offense there for the Lancers. Off of a made shot, so that means the Eagles aren't getting back.
Almost got the and one, too.
That's his first personal. At the line, shooting 2, Matthias Schaller.
Schaller misses his first. Lancers down 8 here, and they're definitely going to need their free throws to pull them back in, and you don't want to have regrets at the end of the game. We should have made our free throws in the first half. And he misses the second. Lancers have got to start knocking those down if they want to get back into this game. Anubis guarded by Wendland. Over to Height. Height goes into the lane. Good help D by the Lancers there. Miller shoots the 3, and that's out of bounds. Wendland will bring it down. Milky gives it inside to Schaller. Schaller pulls up, shoots short. And Height gets the rebound, and Schaller with a very...
Flagrant.
It wasn't flagrant, I would say it was more angry. He was angry there that he didn't make the shot.
That's his first personal, team 6.
Matthias is first, the team's 6th. Next foul on the Lancers, and the Eagles will be in bonus.
As well as the Lancers.
Height loses the ball, but he tips it out to Rathke, who throws it ahead to Anubis, who shoots. No good. Height grabs the loose rebound. Rathke outside. Gives it to Anubis. Good help by Oster there, but Anubis makes it anyways. Oster inside to Wendland. Wendland crosses over, pulls up, shoots. No good. If you're going to have a possession like that, somebody's got to grab that offensive board.
Definitely.
Hand off to Anubis. He loses the ball, and it's travel. Bryce Anubis now with 9 points. And Jonathan Gamble is now in for the Lancers, as well as Dylan Bjork for the Eagles. Oster will give it in to Neldner. Neldner. Oster goes baseline, looking for the layup, and that's a foul on Miller. Oster to the line.
Fouls on number 25, Sam Miller. That's his second personal. At the line, shooting 2, Caleb Oster.
Oster will shoot some free throws here. First one's no good. It rims out.
Both teams are having trouble with the free throws today.
Yep. Lancers have only made 3, as well as the Eagles. And Oster knocks that one down. Lancers down 9. Height will bring it down. Crosses over Wendland. Goes left. Misses, but Rathke grabs the easy board. Kicks it out to Carroll. Three-pointer no good. And the Lancers are lucky that was no good. Carroll was wide open. Wendland grabs the loose ball. Behind the back after the crossover. Gets to Oster. Oster goes right, lays it up, no good. Hulke's there for the tip.
Grant Hulke!
Great putback tip there by Grant Hulke.
Just beautiful.
Bjork picks up his dribble. Not very smart when you got a great defender like Neldner on you. Height inside to Miller. Out to Bjork for 3. Way short. But Rathke grabs the missed shot, and that'll be a foul drawn by Charlie Rathke. Fouls on Grant Hulke. That's his second. Here's Charlie Rathke at the line. First one short.
Checking into the Lancers, number 12, Jack Milkey.
Jack Milkey in.
23,
Jack
Bryce Abbas.
Jack Milkey and Carl Ryan for the Lancers. Bryce Anibis back for the Eagles.
A lot of the Alma Pepin free throws are falling short.
Yeah, get some more leg into it. That one banks in. Neldner brings it down to Milkey, left wing. Wendland looking for something to do. Gets it inside to Milkey, who lays up with left. No good. Rathke travels. That maybe was not the right call there.
Yeah, I don't think he traveled either.
Rathke does not agree. We remind you, text us at the number in the bottom right corner. Get you on the air. And just get your thoughts on the game. Wendland pulls up for three, no good. Gamble tips it to Ryan, who it tips it to Milkey. Milkey to Wendland for three, a fadeaway. That's good. I don't believe that hit the top of the backboard.
I think it just popped up above the backboard, but it didn't hit it. That should have been counted as good.
That's a shame. Height gets it into Anibis. Anibis brings it down, takes it all the way, but tries to get it to Rathke actually, and turns it over. Out of bounds. Milkey will inbound to Neldner. The Lancers will try to get back into this game. They are down 9 points. Neldner gives to Wendland. Brandon goes left, spins, shoots, no good. And Height will bring it down the other way. Gives to Anibis. Easy layup there.
Which Anibis?
Neldner. Neldner gets the ball tipped, but retains possession. Gamble to Wendland. Wendland gives it to Milkey. To Carl. Carl Ryan passes out to Gamble. Nice pass by Jonathan Gamble there to Caleb Neldner. And Neldner's fouled. Jonathan Gamble with a nice one-handed bounce pass. Double bonus here for the Lancers. Nonetheless, it was a shooting foul, so Caleb would have been shooting anyways. Shooting two. Neldner makes the first. Here's the second. No good. And good rebound there by Miller. Miller, guarded by Milkey. Gives to Anibis, who gives to Height. Height to Miller. Screen from Rathke. And Miller didn't see him on the roll. Rathke was open and calling for the ball. Wendland to Milkey. Screen from Neldner there. Gamble on the three-point line. Looking for somebody. Slings it over to Neldner. Gamble. Milkey. Milkey at the top of the key. Lancers set up their offense. Wendland looking for Ryan inside. And he turns it over to Height. Height will take it all the way and one. Trevor Height at the line here. He makes it. A rare occasion here. Up in the booth, we got a text from an opposing fan watching the game. Here's Gamble. He gets blocked by Anibis, and Anibis will bring him back down. And Anibis is fouled. Rare occasion, I was saying. An Eagles fan, Alma Pepin fan, texts us in here at the booth. Allie and Emma watching the game projected on their basement wall from a computer, which is actually really cool. That sounds fun. #1 Eagles fans, and your team is looking very good. Anibus makes his free throw. He'll have another one. Second one's good as well. Milky to Neldner. Neldner gives it to Milky. Jack Milky looking for somebody. Gets it to Wendland, left wing. Who goes right? Takes it. No good. Brandon Wendland just can't get those shots to fall. Anibus brings it down. Gives it to Height. 25 seconds left in the game. Or in the half, sorry. Height to Anibus. Bryce Anibus taking his time. Make sure not to go over and back there. Anibus gives it to Miller. And he gets it stolen by Neldner. Nope, Height grabs the loose ball. And Height's pass is just over the reach of Rathke. And the Lancers only have 0.4 seconds to get a shot off, which last game we proved wasn't legal. 0.4.
It's really disappointing, though, because it was a pretty cool shot.
Yep.
Brandon Wendland tipped it in from the three-point line.
He jumped, grabbed it, shot it, and it banked in. And that shot's no good.
And at halftime, Alma Pepin 34, Eau Claire Emmanuel 20.
Lancers down 14 at the half. Definitely not a good way to start this game. They're going to definitely have to have a second half comeback here. Leading scorers for the Lancers are Jack Milky with 6, Brandon Wendland. Oh, Jack Milky with 7, Brandon Wendland with 6. Hulke has 4, Oster with 3, and Neldner has 1. And definitely there's not a lot of leading scorers because they haven't only scored 20 points. For Alma Pepin, it's Bryce Anibus with 13. Sam Miller has 7, as well as Charlie Rathke with 8 points. Height has 2, and Newsom has 2. The Eagles are just playing a better game of basketball right now. Plain and simple. The Lancers haven't been getting back occasionally on defense. There have been some easy fast break points for the Eagles.
Yeah, the Lancers definitely need to work on that transition from offense to defense.
Their defense also hasn't been the greatest. There's been lots of offensive rebounds. Their first shots that the Lancers have been giving up have been mostly jump shots. Like in the first quarter when they were just passing the ball around, and then they pull up a jump shot, and you're like, that's the shot we want them to take on offense. But then if you let Rathke or Miller get that rebound and just put it up again or foul them, it's not good defense. It's a wasted possession. So the Lancers are going to have to play comeback here. They're down 14. It'll be a thrilling victory if they won, but we'll see if Alma Pepin can hang on. Let's check out the crowd tonight for this varsity game. Full of Lancer students and fans. One fan that's in attendance we know of is none other than Abby Hine, who is coming back to Emmanuel for, if not the first time, one of the first times since leaving for college to play basketball at
UMBC,
University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Abby Hines here. She was watching her brother David play JV. The JV Lancers won. Wasn't sure what the final score was, but it was about 10. A difference of 10. So that makes the JV Lancers 11-1. They were having a really good season. The only team they lost to was undefeated, Concord Mountain City.
one of those teams had to come out with a loss.
Yep. So JV boys are just rolling. They went to Famous Dave's Monday, an annual thing that Radical does, Coach Radical does once or twice a season. C team, no games this week until tomorrow, so a week off from games. All the boys are at Oliva Strum tomorrow.
Apparently they're really good, so
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. We're sure they're relentless with the press. I'm guessing all three levels are, so we'll see what happens. the girls teams did have a game scheduled this week, but due to the frigid cold, their game with Whitehall Tuesday, JV and varsity got canceled. They go to Lincoln tomorrow, so campus will be very quiet tomorrow. All 5 teams going to road games. Theirs is a bit farther than ours. Levi-Strom's not very far away. Another thing coming up on campus is formal. That's on the 9th.
The 8th, I believe.
No.
9th?
Yeah, it's the 9th.
Thanks, Clay.
Hunger Games themed. That should be exciting. And other things going around campus, robotics is getting in the middle of their season/year. Activities committee is planning formal, obviously currently, but they'll be planning more parties throughout the year as we go on. Broadcast club is doing their thing with basketball. Once the basketball season's over, we're done until volleyball next year. Except for baseball games.
Unless we might do baseball.
That'll just be audio. But that'll still be fun if it happens.
Aaron Gullard, our club leader,
Yep.
says the sky's the limit. Well, I think we should... What?
Yep. Sky's the limit for this club, and I couldn't agree more. There's got so much potential here, and guys like Clay, Sam, and I just want to make the club as the best it can be.
I want to get a floor reporter.
A floor reporter? I think that would be cool.
Our own Aaron Andrews or something like that.
Yep. It wouldn't even have to be like a camera on there. It could just be a mic. There it is.
Clay's got one in his hand.
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways this thing could go. I just hope this stays at least. It doesn't necessarily have to get bigger and grander, but I really enjoy what we have currently going on for basketball and volleyball and the baseball audio and road games audio as well. And of course you can catch all the recordings on the YouTube page for ILC videos, as well as a different live stream on YouTube. I'm sure some of you are watching on that, as well as Ustream.
We're still testing that out currently.
We have 30 viewers, and not including ourselves, 29. That is the most I've ever seen. And that must be the Alma Pepin fans joining in.
There must be a lot of Alma Pepin fans.
Yep. We don't usually get a lot of road fans watching, let alone texting in. And we appreciate Ellie and Emma texting us in. And here come the Eagles. So in the second half, before we get to that, the Eagles are coming off of a win against Whitehall, which the Lancers lost to a couple Tuesdays ago.
By quite a bit.
Last
20-some, I think.
15? Yeah, around there. Whitehall's a good team, and it was hard for the Lancers to play there. Alma Pepin beat them at home. And the only other meeting between the Lancers and Alma Pepin this season, Alma Pepin won on a buzzer beater three-pointer that came off of a loose ball, offensive rebound. It was a terrible shot that someone was trying to tie the game or take a 1-point lead with. Trying to take a 1-point lead. They missed. It was a really bad shot. Someone grabs the offensive rebound, pulls up a fadeaway three with Caleb Oster in their face, one of these players, and makes the three-pointer and knocks it down, and the Lancers lost in Alma Pepin. We just got a text that said there has been on-court reporting before by Kevin Hulke, and that sounds right. I think that
sounds like he would do that.
Yeah, sounds like it's happened before. Most likely for basketball, but volleyball it could happen too. Get a coach interview.
Player interviews too.
Yeah.
Fan interviews.
Sounds good.
Get their insight and have a little more to talk about during the halftime.
So this isn't really expanding the club. It's more like bringing old stuff back that we just really haven't gotten to this year, which we should. So again, we remind you to text us the number in the bottom right corner, just like this. We got a text from Minneapolis, and they say good job announcing. Thank you. Maybe watching Brandon play. Brandon's from around the Minneapolis area. Ridley. Still waiting for the Lancers to come out of the locker room.
There they come.
Yep. Oh, good timing. Lancers are managed by Jossie Gamble and Rachel Gerbitz.
There's the fan base.
Yeah. Ryan Miller loves Oster. I could tell that was Ryan. Yep, they're managed by Jossie Gamble and Rachel Gerbitz, coached by Tom Williams, of course. He's assisted by Prof. Joe Lau and JV coach John Radical. Keeping stats for the Lancers are
Me.
Jackie Gerbitz, Danielle Gerbitz, and Jaden Milkey right behind the bench. They do that every game, road games too.
And I'm doing it up here.
Oh yeah, and Sam. I didn't know what you meant. You keep stats on the little programs we have, and often it can get confusing.
Because I insist on using a pen instead of a pencil.
Yeah, it's a problem. 1:34 and counting left in the halftime break. Hopefully the Lancers will make a dramatic comeback here. That'll be exciting to see, Sam. We've gotten several exciting games this year, haven't we? We've gotten 2 one-point victories where the difference was the second of 2 free throws made by a player. It was 45-44 over Gilmanton, where Neldner made a second free throw. And then last Friday over AC Lincoln, 55-54. Who made that free throw? Milky?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Jack.
And just crazy games all around. Hopefully we'll get another one here.
Luck of the draw, I guess.
I know the Lancers fans would love to see that. Get this place loud.
I know we'd love to commentate it.
Oh, yeah.
Close games are always fun.
They are.
Get a little crazy up here in the booth sometimes.
That's why volleyball was so interesting. It was always close. 32 viewers now, or 31, not counting ourselves.
No, 32, not counting ourselves.
Oh, wow. 32. So 33 overall. And that's not even counting YouTube. There's more.
There might be more.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh, let's check.
Tonight, our JV boys and varsity boys are going to be playing Alma Pepin High School.
I think this is really laggy.
We're hoping for a good game tonight. I know.
Clay, you might want to pause that. There you go.
Clay, what are you doing?
That got it into the broadcast, I think. That's all right, though. That was just the JV game. That was commentated by Laney and Jackie. Clay also did camera for that. He's working the double shift tonight. And we're back. Neldner will bring it down. He's guarded by Height. Both teams starting fives in. Wendland to Hulke. To Neldner on the left wing. Wendland gives it to Milky. Milky bobbles it, but he's got it. And he loses the ball now to Newsom.
Lancers have to lessen their turnovers.
Yep. You're not going to win a comeback game if you turn the ball over some more and miss your free throws. Here's a turnover on the Eagles, and Neldner misses the layup. He had his momentum going across the lane. It was hard to make that. Miller at the other end finishes.
Neldner can't be happy with himself after that.
He'll get the next one. Neldner to Wendland. Wendland jump stops, gives it to Neldner. Neldner out to Oster. Oster goes baseline. And no fouls called there. Miller brings it down. Hulke there on the defense, and a charge is called on Sam Miller.
Kind of noticed a pattern here. Hulke seems to be really good at drawing charges.
Yep, we've seen a couple from him.
He's had like 4 or 5 this season that I've seen.
Neldner.
Sam Miller has 3 personal fouls. Looks like he'll probably be going out soon.
He's been their second or third most. He's got their second or third most points, so that'll be interesting. Trevor Height kicks the ball into the Lancer bench. It hits Elijah Morris on the leg. He's all right. Oster will inbound. Gives it to Milky. Ryan Miller leading the fan base there. I don't know if you could hear him. We sure can. Wendland inside to Oster. Reverse, good. Nice bucket there by Caleb Oster.
Beautiful finish. There's Ryan Miller starting to chant.
Gives to Newsom. Newsom over to Anubis. Rathke. Anubis. Height gives it to Miller. Miller for three. That was good defense, but no rebound there. And Newsom pivots for an easy layup, but he misses. Jump ball, it'll stay with the Eagles. I am sorry for the lack of commentating. I can't talk over Ryan Miller. We got a couple of texts here. One from the Ryans, Carl and Calvin's parents. It says Gunny and Buck. Thanks for broadcasting. This is Sam, not Nathan. Nathan did scoreboard for the JV game. And another one that says, had nothing but good luck with the Ustream live feed. Nice job announcing from Jonathan Gamble's mother. And Height grabs the loose ball. Eagles offense sometimes just seems very slow. Here's Height, pulls up, no good. Nelner rebounds. Nelner will bring it down. Looking for a transition bucket. Milky's blocked by Newsom, and Newsom will bring it back. He gives it to Anubis. Anubis pulls up the three. Good. Anubis' second three of the night. Sharpshooter. Neldner fakes the shot, gives to Wendland for three. No good. And Milky and Oster tries to tip it to Hulky, but it goes out of bounds. Thanks for the couple of texts there that came in. Appreciate it. Hulky to Nelner up top. It did stay with the Lancers. Milky for three, no good. Oster with the offensive board. Outside to Wendland for three. Good. I guess if you keep on jacking up threes, eventually you're going to make one. That's what the Lancers just did there on that possession. Anubis, they're going to call foul there. He'll be shooting two. Gamble and Shaw are getting ready to come in for the Lancers.
Nelner's got 2 personal fouls. You don't usually see him fouling very much.
Anubis again, the short free throws with the Eagles. Dylan Bjork in for the Eagles. And Trevor Height goes out. This might be a time where Caleb Nelner, Caleb went out, never mind, for Brandon Wendland to take advantage. And Anubis makes the second. Wendland to Schaller. And they call it travel on Matthias Schaller.
I didn't see that one either.
Matthias didn't agree with it either. It looks like Bjork was guarding Matthias, and he's definitely smaller than Matthias, so we'll see if Matthias can get a bucket or two by going hard to the lane. Milky on Anubis, gives to Carroll. Carroll almost carried, refs don't call it. Lancers fans wanted it though. Over to Anubis, and that's a travel. He's stuffed by Caleb after the whistle. Again, the players playing after the whistle. I'm sure you'll see this Sunday with the Super Bowl. A fumble's on the ground. It's a clear whistle by the refs, and they just grab it and keep
Return it for a touchdown that doesn't count.
Doesn't count. Thanks again to the Ryans for texting in. They said we played, not commentated, played good last Friday against AC Lincoln.
I don't know if
that's quite truthful,
yeah,
but
I don't
thank
quite
you.
agree with
Thank
that.
you. And we'll work hard, hopefully get a W this year eventually.
That's what we dream of.
I'll leave it tomorrow. Last road game for us. The JV and varsity has one more after that. They're going to play Gilmanton. on the road. Gilmanton, a very small school, smaller than us, I believe, so they don't have a C team. Neither does Alma Pepin.
Yeah, I believe Alma Pepin's smaller than us too.
Well,
They have to combine.
yeah, all these guys don't even go to the same school. Because for volleyball, Alma just had their own team. We never played Pepin. Lancers down 15. Little over halfway through the third quarter. Wendland will run the point. Gets to Oster. Milky kind of looking for the backdoor cut there. And Oster's free layup is no good. Rathke grabs the rebound and is fouled.
By Matthias Schaller.
Fouls on number 22, Matthias Schaller. That's his second personal, team second.
Matthias is second. They get it into Carroll. Gamble on him. Good defense by Jonathan Gamble. And Carroll loses the ball, and it'll go back to the Lancers. Milky to Oster. He fakes the shot, gives it back to Milky. Milky goes left into the lane. No good. Milky gets his own rebound eventually. Across to Oster. Goes right, crosses over, spins, gives it to Gamble. Gamble to Wendland. Wendland inside to Schaller. Back out to Wendland for three. Rolls out. Oster grabs the offensive rebound, and that's what you got to do. Grab those boards.
Go straight back up with them.
Either get the easy bucket or get fouled.
Foul is on number 12, Charlie Rathke. That's his first personal, team second.
And that's only Charlie Rathke's first foul. You would think
Surprise, he's a big body.
he's always in the post. It's the Lancers' fault. They got to get him. After Oster makes the first, they have to get Rathke to commit those fouls down there. He's been having his way on defense, I believe. And Oster sinks both. Lancers running their press again. Schaller gets the ball there. Gives it to Gamble to Wendland. Good press there by the Lancers. Forces the turnover. Wendland goes right. And foul on the ground. Good move there by Wendland. But the basket will not count. It's on Bryce Anibis. His second. Just under 3 minutes left in the third quarter here. Oster to Schaller. Milky gives it across to Gamble. Jonathan Gamble goes in the lane, lays it up, and just a bit strong. Jonathan Gamble, nice move, just got to finish.
Lancers need to finish their shots down under the basket.
They say
They've been missing a lot of them.
They say finishing's the easy part, but the Lancers have not had it easy tonight. Defense chant back, and Rathke's fouled by Oster. That looked clean.
Looked beautiful to me.
And that's Oster's third.
Foul is on number 32, Caleb Oster. That's his third personal, team's third.
The Lancers have done a pretty good job of staying out of lots of foul trouble after that first quarter. Rathke's strong on the first one. Height in for Anibis. And Hulky will come in for Oster. Nope, Milky. I would think Oster because he has 3 fouls, but
well, so is Grant.
Milky gets a rest. Lancers definitely with a bigger lineup here with Gamble, Schaller, Oster, and Hulky. And Rathke makes the second. Carl Ryan in for Caleb Oster. Even a bigger lineup now. Not a lot of outside range. Wendland's your only consistent three-point shooter, so the Lancers are going to try to work it inside. Wendland to Gamble. Eagles in man defense. Hulky with the ball now. Passes it through Wendland's legs. Height. Lays it up and in. Great move by Trevor Height there. Wendland ahead to Gamble. Eagles fans want to travel. Hulky high post. Gives it to Matthias on the backdoor cut. No good. Carl tries to tip it back in, and the jump ball is called. Stays with the Lancers. I think Carl shouldn't have tried to tip that back in. Just grab the board and then lay it up.
Yep.
But way to be there for the offensive rebound. You're going to need those to get back. Wendland pulls up the jumper, short, and Rathke with the board. Ahead to Newsom. Newsom looking for somebody, gets it to Carroll. Inside to Rathke. He's doubled, and he still gets fouled. Great job by Charlie Rathke. Drawing a foul with 2 guys on him. He's just a bigger body, as you said, than any of the Lancers. Even Carl Ryan. Carl Ryan now with 3 fouls.
Into the Lancers, number 12, Jack Milkey.
Jack Milkey in here for Carl Ryan. Rathke misses both. Hulkey to Milkey. Gamble. He'll go baseline, take it himself. Tried to shoot it and gets fouled. Good job by Jonathan Gamble there. He'll go to the line.
Foul is on number 21, Logan Carroll. That's his second personal. At the line, shooting 2, Jonathan Gamble.
Jonathan, the freshman, at the line. First one short.
A lot of short free throws today.
Especially on the Eagles side.
Especially.
We haven't seen much of the Lancers at the line. Jonathan gets 1 of 2. Newsom looking for somebody, gets it to Carroll. Schaller doesn't want to foul again. Carroll to Height. Nice press break, and then the transition bucket. Wendland almost loses the ball. Gives it to Schaller, to Hulkey.
Hulkey?
Milky. Sorry. Schaller. Ooh. York falls. Here's Wendland with the jumper.
Brendan Wendland is money with those pull-up jump shots.
Trevor Height drives left, kicks out to Carroll. Carroll to Rathke. Rathke goes in, picks up his dribble, gives it to Bjork. Goes right. Newsom shoots off the side of the backboard. That's not out of bounds. Height pulls up for 3, short. Rebound by Schaller. Schaller across to Milkey, lays up and in.
Nice transition by the Lancers.
Newsom to Bjork. Again, it looks like the Eagles will take the last shot. Rathke inside. 10 seconds left. Counting. Height loses the ball, and Gamble is fouled. Rathke doesn't like the call, but it did look like a foul.
Gamble smiled to himself a little bit.
He's all right.
That's his second personal, team's 5th.
Only Rathke's second, though. He'll be able to stay. He's been in most of the game. I only remember Rathke subbing out once.
He's been an overall decent player for the Eagles.
I'll get to that after the quarter ends. Milkey. Into Wendland. 3 seconds left. And a foul. That's be on the ground. Off ball.
I think Grant's getting called for screening. Oh, never mind.
Trevor Height with the foul. His third. That's significant. 1.7 left. Definitely enough time for a Lancer to get up a shot. Wendland will take it. He shoots. No good. We got a text within the third quarter at the end that said Carl Ryan's taking after his father, Craig. I don't know if that means foul trouble or not. But, maybe just being inside and trying to tip the ball.
Being aggressive.
Tip the ball back up. Good offensive boards for Carl tonight. Lancers cut the lead by 1 from the halftime deficit. Down 13 now instead of 14. Lancers,
Not much of a change, but it helps.
Yep, Lancers have
little
got to do in the fourth quarter, if they want to get back in this game, they got to get to the line. They've got to make their free throws. They've got to get offensive boards and easy buckets.
Got to make their under the basket shots.
Their transition has to be a lot better than Alma Pepin's, and I do mean a lot better because they're down 13, not only like single digits, low single digits, like 6. Their press has been pretty good. Their press break has been off and on. Oh, it means mad skills by Carl Ryan, taking after his father. I like that. Carl does have some mad skills. Yep. We'll get to that, Clay. Sorry. Eagles will have the ball first. Anubis bringing it down. Height with 3 fouls in the game, guarded by Gamble. Good D. Miller, and they're gonna call an offensive foul charging on Anubis. He kind of just met Oster there off the screen, didn't know he was there, and it would have been a bad call had Oster gotten called. So they give the foul to Anubis. Milky goes baseline here, lays it up, good. Good first 25 seconds here for the Lancers. They're only down 11. Anubis gives it to Miller. Miller pulls up. Jumper is short. Milky to Wendland. Oster was looking for the ball, but Wendland didn't have the ball yet. And Wendland lays it up and in. And head coach of the Eagles, Lauren Miller, calls timeout.
Looks like the Lancers are getting some of that momentum back.
Yep. Only down 9, single digits, and within the first minute. Great job to get on a 4-0 run. Clay commented on the matching socks of the Lancers. That would be your dad, Sam, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he made them. They got the Emmanuel I on the front.
It works well with the varsity color scheme. Not so well with JV and C team. I've got a pair. You've got a pair. You were giving them out. You were like letting people buy them throughout the week on C team and varsity, but now all the varsity.
The extras, yeah.
All the varsity has them now. It's a varsity thing. Don't wreck it. It does look really cool though with the home jerseys, and I'm sure it'll look good with the aways. Alma with the ball. Anubis brings it down. Guarded by Wendland. Good D by Wendland. Rathke. Over to Miller. Miller gives to Rathke, and a travel on Sam Miller. Not a very smart possession there by the Eagles. Miller must have slid his foot. Wendland will bring it down. Milky to Oster. Oster sweeping the floor. Gives it to Wendland. Three's no good, and Rathke with the easy board. Anubis. That's a travel on Bryce Anubis.
Clapping's pretty loud.
Good D by Wendland, staying straight up there. Forces the travel. The Eagles fans should just be happy it wasn't a charge. Wendland kicks out to Milky. Milky goes left. Spins to Wendland. 6:30 and counting left. Out to Hulke. Milky for 3. No good. Gamble with the offensive board. Wendland for 3. No good. And Miller grabs the rebound. Good possession there for the Lancers. Just couldn't get a shot to fall. Clap attack. Called by Ryan Miller. Brandon Wendland on Anubis. Here's Height. Height loses his dribble and a travel.
I don't know what has gotten into the Eagles, but they're making a lot of really simple mistakes.
And lots of turnovers, and that's what the Lancers needed in the third. But let's see if they can get this done in the fourth. Milky gives it to Wendland. Nice cut.
Great look and pass by Jack Milky to Brandon Wendland for 2 points. Lancers now only down by 6. Still a very winnable game for the Lancers.
Anubis tries the reverse and is fouled by Milky. Don't let him have that easy bucket. That's when you foul him.
Oh, wait, sorry, they're down by 7.
Yeah,
Stupid.
I didn't notice. Very random text here. Everyone who lives in or near Alma pronounces Alma like Elma. Why? What? Okay, thank you.
The Alma Pepin
Alma.
Eagles.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Anubis knocks down the first, and that's the Eagles' first points of the fourth quarter. And he knocks down the second. The Lancers outscoring them 6-2 already in this fourth quarter. Green Machine. Chant. Gamble at the backdoor cut, and he's fouled. Jonathan Gamble will go to the charity stripe. Knocked down 1 of 2 earlier. Lancers down 9. Jonathan trying to cut it to 7. Good job by Anubis on the other end to make his free throws. Let's see if Gamble responds. First one rims out.
Bounces in and out.
He missed his first last time, and then focused and knocked down a second. Let's see if he does it again. He does.
That's a close one.
Yeah. It looked like it was going to go right in. That would have been dumb had it not. Anubis. Over to Newsom. Miller. To Rathke. Back door to Oster. It'll stay. Oh, to Newsom. Oster tips it out. It'll stay with the Eagles.
Ulster wanted a tip.
Way to get back there. Good job to get back there by Oster. Nelder in for Wendland. They get into Anubis to Newsom. Newsom gets it to Height. And I'll let the Lancers fans do the talking from now on. Rathke. Anubis pulls up, banks it in. Not a pretty make, but nonetheless a make for Bryce Anubis. Neldner loses his dribble. Gamble recovers the ball. Hulke to Wendland, and they're going to call travel on Grant Hulke. It's a shame because Milky had made a really nice cut. Jonathan Gamble goes out for Brandon Wendland. Starters in for the Lancers, and I believe the starters are in for the Eagles as well. Height trying to cross over Neldner, and Neldner is just not giving an inch. And that'll go off of Milky and it'll stay with the Eagles. Newsom can't find anybody. Close to 5 seconds. He gets it in now. Anubis. Anubis gives it to Miller. Miller back to Anubis. Back to Miller. A little bit of two-man offense here. Oh, Height now with the ball. Newsom gives it to Miller. He's open for 3. Fakes out Hulke. Could have drove there, but doesn't. Gives it back to Newsom. Milky with good pressure there. Rathke has an open lane. Good stand-up D by Oster. No fouls called, but that's better than getting a blocking foul called. And Wendland with the miss, but Milky with the make. Almost like an alley-oop off the glass, but that was not the intention of
Brandon's probably telling Jack that he meant to do that.
Yeah, it was a pass. Sure it was, Brandon. Lancers down 8 here, 3:41 left. Lancers have had a good quarter, cutting the lead by 5, but they've got to keep it going, and they've got to keep the Eagles off the line. They can't have them shooting free throws. Jonathan Gamble just checked in. He'll be coming back in. 5 fouls on the Lancers, so they're a ways away from bonus.
7 fouls for the Eagles, which
So,
means Lancers are in bonus.
Single bonus right now. The Lancers still need 2 more fouls to get a single bonus, that's all right. Just don't foul too much.
Anubis might be
He's
fouling out soon.
He's also the leading scorer though of the game. He has 21 points.
That could hurt the Eagles seriously if he gets fouled out.
He's definitely gonna be the guy they're going to, as well as Rathke inside. He has 4 fouls.
I believe, unless I counted wrong.
3 or 4. We'll see on his next foul if he goes out or not. Newsom will run the baseline. Gives it into Anubis, who travels. Lancer ball. Oster will inbound. They're down 8. Wendland, guarded by Height. Crosses him over, pulls up, shoots. No good. Gamble with the offensive board out to Wendland. Wendland shoots again, no good. And that's off of Height. Great job there by Gamble to get the offensive board. And good shots by Wendland. Just got to knock him down. He's got it. We know he does.
We've seen it before.
Yep. Oster to Gamble. Milky pulls up the long 2. No good. And Oster gets knocked over and Height grabs the rebound. And a foul on Milky.
It's his first one. Doesn't have anything to worry about.
Lancer's still out of the bonus, but the next one. Neltner coming back in here. Neltner in for Hulky. Lancer's going smaller here, but they do still have Oster in. There's always a threat inside. They get it into Anubis. Back to Newsom. Height. Height goes left, loses the ball, and out of bounds. But it's off of Neltner.
I believe it was the clap attack that made him lose the ball.
Of course. Ryan Miller getting the fans rowdy tonight. And does the team need it ever? Anubis tries to get it. Oh, he does get inside to Rathke, who misses but is fouled. That's a foul on Oster. That's Oster's 4th.
Foul is on number 32, Caleb Oster. That's his 4th personal.
Oster's got to be careful. He's going to come out here for Hulky. Well, last time I said that, I was wrong.
You're right this time.
Yeah. Rathke knocks down his first. Here's Rathke again. Misses the second, and he gets his own rebound. And 1 for Charlie Rathke. Not what the Lancers needed. If he knocks down this next free throw, this could turn into a 4-point possession.
That's his 3rd personal at the line, Charlie Rathke.
Jack's 3rd. Rathke misses, and Milky grabs the board. Milky, Neltner wide open and lays up and in. Good job by Caleb Neltner there, breaking the press very easily. The Lancers do not give up the 4-point possession. Ball will stay with the Eagles, but great D by Neltner there, great pressure. Wendland falls over, no fouls called. I didn't see what happened. Wendland on Anubis, gives it to Height. Neltner loses him, and Hulky's called on the foul. That'll be Grant Hulky's 4th. Lancers big men running the rotation now. Oster's going to come in for Hulky.
That's his 3rd personal at the line. Trevor Height.
Sorry, that was only Hulky's 3rd, which means Wendland will come out instead of Hulky. Oster back in. He's got 4 fouls. He's got to be careful on defense, but they're going to need him on offense. And Height gets both. Neltner kicks it to Milky. Milky goes in, Shoots. Good. Nice layup there by Jack Milkey. Brandon Wendland on. He's going back to the bench now. I'm not sure what happened.
I think he got hurt.
He looks all right. A push called on the Lancers, and that'll send Anibis to the line.
Son,
Jonathan Gamble. Oh, it's on Caleb Oster. That's his 5th. Caleb Oster's out.
That's a bummer for the Lancers.
Grant Hulke back in. He only has 3. He does not have 4 like I said before. I made a mistake. Oster gets called in the push. He's out. Lancers all to come back without him. Anibis makes his first. The Eagles now in double bonus. Up 10. Here's Anibis on his second. Good. Here's Wendland bringing it down. Wendland gives it to Gamble to Nelner for 3. No good. And Newsom has the rebound. He breaks the trap. And here's Miller. He'll slow it down. Newsom wide open for 3, but they're stalling here. They're wasting time, which is what they should be doing. Timeout called by Lauren Miller. Maybe Sam Miller's father. I'm not sure.
Well, it looks like this game is going Alma Pepin's way.
Yep.
Or Alma Pepin's way.
Yeah. Lancers still have a shot, but they had a better shot when they were down only 8, and there was 4 minutes left. They really haven't had it last good couple minutes. Oster fouling out. Alma Pepin's consistently knocking down their free throws now, and it doesn't look good for the Lancers. Down 11, 1:43 left, and it's also Alma Pepin ball. Lancers in single bonus, while the Eagles are in double bonus. Wendland, Milkey, Gamble, Hulke, Neldner in for the Lancers. And Newsom, Miller, Anibis, Height, and Rathke in for the Eagles. The Eagles aren't in any sort of foul trouble except for Anibis with 4, and they've really been able to play their starters all night. Height, guarded by Neldner. They're going to double. Lancers now in a zone. They're going to call a foul here. It'll be Newsom at the line. It's on Grant Hulke. That's his 4th. If they have Grant Hulke foul out as well, they'll most likely bring in Carl Ryan. Newsom knocks down the first. Anibis tying his shoe. Hopefully he gets it done. There he is. Lancers down 12 here. And Newsom misses the second. Milkey to Neldner in transition. Here's Neldner. The block is clean and it'll stay with the Lancers. Milkey will inbound. Minute and a half left. They get it into Neldner. Neldner, that's a foul. I thought maybe he was going to get called for the travel, but they saw the foul.
Foul is on number 3, Trevor Height. That's his 4th personal.
Single bonus still for the Lancers. 1-1. Reminded you to text us in. End of the game text. Exciting. And here's Neldner knocks down the first. He'll get another one. Try to cut it to 10 points. He makes both. Timeout called by Tom Williams. And the Lancer bench gets up and joins the huddle.
I don't know if they can do it. They need to make 5 two-pointers.
5 buckets or some sort of 10 points.
Yeah, in a minute 27.
Just an
It's
amazing,
going to be tough.
just an amazing game from Bryce Anibis. 23 points, 2 threes, 5 buckets, and 7 free throws made.
Yeah, I'm almost running out of room to mark down his free throws.
That happened with another player, another road player once. I think it was on New Auburn. Elwood. That guy could hit jumpers for a big guy. I thought Rathke was gonna kind of.
He started out nice.
I thought he was gonna evolve into more of a outside shooter, or at least keep on pounding the glass inside with layups. But he really hasn't. He's really been held to little to no points. And a foul on Jonathan Gamble. And I believe that was intentional. John's second, team's 11th. Sam Miller at the line. First one's good. Alma's doing what they need to close out this game, knocking down the free throws. That's what you have to do. Here's Miller with his second. Good. Nelder brings it down. Milky pulled up the three. No good. Miller in transition. Lancers looking to foul. They didn't call that. Lancers are still looking to foul, and they finally get one called. Refs weren't really seeing it. As I was saying before, when Nelner was shooting free throws, text us in last minute of the game. We can get you on the air. The last minute of a basketball game usually takes a while. So let's get it in. Anibis knocks down his free throw. Lancers down 13, just like the start of this quarter. And Anibis knocks down both. Eagles on an extremely hot shooting streak from the line. Lenlin pulls up the three, no good. And the rebound goes to Newsom. Miller gets fouled by Neldner, and he'll go back to the line. Lancers playing the fouling game, but this game has gotten out of hand.
Looks like the Alma Pepin Eagles have this game locked down.
Yep. Carl Ryan and Ned Senhefner coming in. Ned's first time in this game. We've seen a little bit Carl. Carl with 3 fouls, but it really doesn't matter this late in the game. As well as Elijah Morris coming in.
Carl Ryan, number 34, Ned Senhefner, and number 24, Elijah Morris.
Miller misses first. Second is also no good. Elijah can't handle the rebound and goes to Bryce Anibis. Jonathan playing pressure D. Good D here from Morris and Neldner, and there's a foul called. Thanks once more from the Bartles in Texas. They say good game. Thank you. Brian Sitto coming in here. Height hits the first. Besides that last two by Miller, those 2 misses, the Eagles have shot extremely well at the line in the fourth quarter. That's how they close this game out. There's another one. Lancers down 16. One of the biggest leads of the night, if not the biggest. Now, and they're going to say a double dribble there on Ned. 31.7 left. Eagles will stall. We'll see if the Lancers still foul.
Looks like kind of a lost cause to me.
Yeah, just play defense. No shot clock in high school, so they'll run the clock. Height loses his dribble. Here's Neldner. Neldner will take it in, make it.
But the Emmanuel diehard fans will not give up.
Yeah, you would think that this was a 2-point game.
By the way, our fans are cheering.
Great showing by the fans tonight, even though it was a disappointing loss. Rathke with the ball up top. Height. And a round of applause for the Lancers fans. We're going to take a little bit more time post-game here than we usually do. No practice for Samurai. Lancers lose by 14. Alma Pepin with a really great showing. Charlie Rathke, Bryce Anibis, Sam Miller, all of their guys, Trevor Height, really just were dominant scorers. They played good defense, better defense than the Lancers. And the Lancers, I think it was more of a defensive struggle tonight. The way I look at it is they gave up 63, which you most likely won't beat, but when you score 49, they've won with 49 points before, or less. It was really just their defense tonight that wasn't stellar. They weren't ready for Alma Pepin. Bryce Anibis finishes with, is this 25 points? That's amazing.
Yeah, Lance's defense was definitely on and off.
Charlie Rathke finishes with 11, as well as Height with 10. Miller had 11, and Newsom had 3. It was just the starters who scored. Not a single bench point for Alma Pepin, but they didn't need it. And for the Lancers, leading scorer was Brandon Wendland. He had 17. Neldner with 7. Milky had 12, as well as Oster with 5. Hulke with 4. Gamble 2. Yep, that's it. More bench scoring for the Lancers, but just not enough scoring in general. Lancers, it kind of got away for them in the fourth quarter. They looked like they're coming back. They were down by 8 or so, 41-49.
Fans got excited.
Yep. Here's one last text. Can you guys give us some crowd shots? Sure.
I think the crowd's probably mostly disbanded.
Yep. No, there's still people.
Still hanging around.
Yep. Good view of the post, get what it's like here after a game. We thank you for tuning in. Lancers fall by 14. JV won earlier. Thanks for watching tonight. I'm Gunny Sippert.
I'm Sam Buck.
He's Clay Bobeck, our cameraman. Tune in next time. Not sure when the next home games are, but make sure you tune in. See ya.